Remember, dear friends, that when the weirdness comes, when strange things start to happen, a lot of this we're doing collectively. And a lot of this, it's like almost like a meter, I think, right? Like even when I think bad things are going to happen, sometimes there's a meter where it could happen, and like because of all of the things lining up, they could do it, but they need a catalyst, which is our energy, right? And so even though I often do the light and love, every once in a while I get sucked into these things where I'm like, "Oh no." And then the funny thing is I'll talk about it and that makes it grow. And so I know it's kind of counterintuitive and people are telling me to stop. And I for the most part, am. Every once in a while, I get taken, right? I get something grabs me. And so I don't want to send fear. I'm trying to do this less. I'm working on it, you guys. I'm in the spiritual gym too. Just because you see me on here is no way, shape, or form mean I've arrived. There's no. We're all on this together. We were all in a funk 10 years ago and we're all figuring out where we are now. Funny thing is there are some people that were woken up before us. There's many that have come before us that had their eyes open, but we weren't ready. And now we're ready. We look around at other people and we're like, why aren't you ready? It's like that was us 10 years ago. You have to allow everyone on their own timelines to decide for themselves. We all need to process through this together because even now, as we're creating New Earth right now, our fears can still grab us and we can still manifest bad things, right? Like even though we were all waking up during COVID and a lot of us before COVID, things could still grab us, right? There were certain times we're like, man, this isn't good, this isn't good. And then we're like, oh no, a new variant. And it grabs you for a second. And then after a while, we got used to it. We started to understand. Right? You see certain types of patterns, certain things, you start to kind of figure it out. But yeah, so when I get grabbed by fear, I'm thankful to all of you guys that pull me out. They're like, sending you light and love. I know there's some people that are like, you're fear mongering. And then it gets worse. And I'm like, okay, let's be real. Your energy's bad too. If you're coming at me, then now our energies are bad. It's like, I'm sorry that we're in this, and I'm sorry that some of it's because of my fear, and some of it's because of whatever it is that you're dealing with, the frustration of having people spread this stuff. And it's like, okay, the only thing we should be caring about is how we're using our energy. That's actually the only thing that morphs us through all of this stuff that we're doing is the energy that we're actually using as we move forward in this fight. And so you might say, well, this person says this. It's like you're actually still gossiping. You're actually still bitter. You're actually still resentful. And it's like that is not how we win. And it's like, in what type of world are you creating where you can even confirm those beliefs that you have about that or even about me? It's like, that's nothing you want to actually manifest. I want the best world to manifest for you. And I know that I bring these things out because they grab me, right? What's my deepest fear, right? Because one of the things that I lean into is technology. So whenever something happens bad with tech, I'm like, oh shit, because I know how powerful it is. But I know that's also where my fears lie. So I have to be careful in that area. That is one of my areas of weakness. I think us as collectives, we also need to use, like I said, use these failures to reflect, to understand, to grow. It's like, okay, Charles, maybe nothing happened. Maybe it's a slow creep that slowly gets all the nanoparticles to assemble. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, you guys, and I'm not always right, and I want the best world. So I'm like, how do we navigate through this together? How do we do this in a way where we're helping each other be aware, but we're not freaking everyone out? And how do we actually know what's actually happening? Is it all a simulation? And so I thank you guys for pulling me out. I know it's not always hard or easy dealing with me and some of the stuff that I do, but I appreciate you guys. And I like reassembling, realigning my energy so that I'm back in peace and back into what I would call my higher self, which is actually all we need to get through this. We connect with our spirit, man. Our spirit connects with God. That's our true north, and we're gone, okay? So let's stay in peace knowing that we're all connected to the divine and we're all helping each other out. Even if it is iron sharpening iron, even if it is the tough comments, I still love you guys. I know it's not always easy having even family, right? But I love you.